Good Friday morning, and well, looking a little murky today. The clouds have taken over again. These clouds, though, are associated with a warm front that's coming in from the west. So that's a good thing. We're not going to see as much of the sunshine today. I do think we'll see maybe some breaks in the clouds going into the afternoon, but right now, kind of an overcast scene as we look outside. Here's the view of Lake Pepin from Lake City, our Quality Group camera, on this cold and somewhat dreary Friday morning. But, the prospect of a brief warm-up is ahead of us. I'm meteorologist Ted Schmidt. Good Friday morning. We are talking about the possibility of some 30s today and maybe a shot at 40 tomorrow. Now, it's going to, eliminate all of our wintry elements from the weather picture. We do have a lot of cold days ahead, but maybe just a brief break from the deep chill. We had a high temperature yesterday of only 20. This morning, we tied a record for the morning low of 1 degree. That was at 4 o'clock this morning, but by 5, the temperature had already begun to climb. So we are looking at a warm-up today, even all that happening even before sunrise because of that warm front that's approaching. Now, ahead of that front, we do have those clouds. Here's the view from our studio. This is looking toward the heart of Rochester, toward downtown. There you can see the Madonna Tower there in the foreground. In the distance, you can see Assisi Heights, and of course, there is the Gonda Building, and that's downtown Rochester. A slight shake to the camera. It's getting a little breezier right now, and that's going to be kind of a breezier, still cold day, but we'll say warmer day than yesterday. Again, high temperature yesterday was only 20 degrees. Keep in mind the average high this time of the year, 46. So we've been very cold. Here's a look at some of the temperatures across the area. Rochester now up to 18. It's 20 in Mason City, 21 in Albert Lee, and Dodge Center now 19, Red Wing 19, and Winona 18. Again, 18 degrees in Rochester. It feels like 5 winds now, 11 miles per hour. We're starting to see some of those gusts come in that 15 to 20 mile per hour range. Air pressure is falling, telling us that a storm system is moving closer, and its warm front will impact the area today and tonight. 5, the current wind chill in Rochester. Feels like 6 when you factor in those winds in Mason City, and 7 in Plainview, 18 in Winona. Day planner today, we will, I think, see at least a few breaks of sunshine, maybe early in the afternoon, but still a fair amount of cloud cover this morning and for the evening. Those temperatures make their way to around 30. Bit of a south breeze at times, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Sunset, 4:52 later today. Satellite radar, they're the clouds that have taken over. They are spreading across the area ahead of an approaching warm front. There it is to the west, draped across the plains, a center of low pressure up in Alberta. This one's going to stay north of us for the most part, but its warm front will move through later tonight. Temperatures today, gusty and cold on our way to low 30s. Tomorrow, less windy, maybe a little sunnier, and certainly a little warmer. So Saturday looks halfway decent. We are going to see, I think, at least some light rain, at least a few brief light showers in the afternoon or early evening tomorrow, but not a total washout. Sunday looks, well, blustery and cold, and there will be, I think, some afternoon snow. We'll see that in a minute behind this cold front with that system. But 18 the temperature right now in Rochester, 22 in Des Moines. Look at those 30s to the west. Boy, whoever thought 39 in Rapid City would seem warm, but that is certainly warmer than we've been the last 3 or 4 days. It's hard to imagine. We were in the 40s up until Monday. It seems like a dream. I don't even remember that. I looked it up and I couldn't remember. I couldn't believe it. But other clouds, we'll have maybe a break of sunshine early in the afternoon. Here's Futurecast, that warm front moving through tonight. Temperatures leveling off around 30, then maybe dropping a few degrees. Tomorrow, some sun at first, but the clouds spill into the area by around 11 o'clock or noon. And then here's some of those brief light rain showers. A little snow to our north and east, but we're going to stick with rain tomorrow afternoon, at least brief light showers tomorrow afternoon and early evening. There's the cold front with that system. It moves through around midnight tomorrow night. A breezy night. We'll have temperatures actually falling from the 30s into the 20s, and we'll see those temperatures kind of level off for a time on Sunday. There's a band of snow coming in from the northwest that looks to kind of graze the area to the southwest. But we'll get out of that is maybe a minor coating right now. Here's the latest from the American model. This is the slightly longer range model, the GFS. And this one indicates the possibility of afternoon snow ending by around, I think 7 or 8 in the evening. Sunday's totals half-inch, maybe a little more, but I'm thinking that would be pretty representative of what we will see, half-inch or so. Just a minor coating Sunday afternoon and very early evening. By the time we get to Monday, drier, but much colder, high as upper 20s on Sunday. By Monday, only in the teens, And we may flirt with a record for the coldest high temperature for that date on Veterans Day on Monday. But today, look for occasional sunshine, a breezy day, a little sun maybe early afternoon. 30 in Rochester, Austin 33, 35 in Mason City, and 31 in Decorah, 32 in Winona with those gusty south winds at times 25 miles per hour. Here we are just after 9 o'clock on this Friday morning, looking at low 30s, which is 10 degrees better than yesterday. 24 tonight, breezy at first, some slightly lighter winds after midnight, winds out of the southwest, and some clearing late. A little sun tomorrow, then clouds increase, a few afternoon brief light rain showers possible, maybe around 3 o'clock or so until about 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, and a west breeze, maybe 10 to 15 miles per hour, not as gusty as today. 39 the expected high tomorrow. A few spots I think will reach low 40s. 7-day forecast, there's that light snow on Sunday. That starts in the afternoon. Again, just a minor coating, half inch or less, but it may make things a little tricky on the roads if you're going to be out and about doing some Sunday traveling, or if you're coming back into town from a trip, or if you're maybe doing some early season Christmas shopping, things like that, or the weekend maybe just warm enough to get some of those holiday decorations done, those outdoor things. Tomorrow might be the better bet for that with less wind, and especially early before some of those afternoon rain showers come in. Otherwise, look at next week, very cold Monday and Tuesday, those days flirting with record territory for the high temperatures, cold, abnormally cold for those highs. And then Wednesday, that system next week could bring a couple of inches of snow, maybe a little more. We'll have to watch the track of that system. Not a major system, but we'll call it light snow. And by the end of next week, I think we're going to start seeing some 30s again. It does look like down the road, maybe a modification of this pattern, so less of the Arctic air dominance, maybe a little more of that zonal flow aloft. In other words, instead of having all your upper level winds, your trajectory coming in from central and northern Canada, we might start seeing some things from the Pacific Northwest or the West Coast. And so not necessarily West Coast weather, but something more along the lines of latitude, called zonal flow, staying within our latitudinal direction of those winds. In other words, more seasonable with the possibility of 30s, maybe getting close to 40 briefly next weekend. There's that possibility. It's still a ways off, but at least there's hope that we will maybe break out of this frigid December and January pattern that's been going on here for the past week or so. And last month we were talking about how November, like our October was, now our November for the most part this week has been much more reminiscent of December and January. But today and tomorrow, at least a brief break from the really cold stuff, low 30s today and close to 40 again tomorrow. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody, and have a great Friday as well.